All right, boys. Well, how's everybody doing?
Great week, man. I mean, when you really put everything in perspective, I said off of the podcast that I wanted to sweep the Rangers and then take 3 of 5 between the Astros and A's. So we lost a series. We only got one game, but if we sweep the A's in that 2-game, we've done it. And it's been a good road trip so far already. So 4-2 on the road trip. Let's go to the A's. They're our biggest competition in the division, in my opinion, because the Astros are going to win this division. Beat the A's, and then it'll make for a very, very fun September.
Yeah, it will. And dude, that's great series. Great series against the Rangers. We're gonna start there. With the positive because the Astros was, for the most part, pretty brutal. But just after we swept the Rangers in the post game, because we were smacking them in that last game of the series, and they come back to send it to extras. I mean, when they scored 4, was it 5? They scored 5 in the 9th inning, and that was just all of it was no bueno. Diego Castillo, he actually looked terrible, and then he went on the IL after that game. So we'll see how that goes. He's on the 10-day IL. News came out saying they think he should be all right and shouldn't be on the IL past 10 days. We'll see how that goes. But Scott, after that dramatic hang on of a win, he was saying he got very emotional actually in his post game meeting. And he was telling the reporters that he actually went to the clubhouse, was talking with the boys and doing a clubhouse meeting. And it wasn't your typical clubhouse meeting to where you're getting chewed out or they're trying to figure some stuff out. It was just Scott telling the boys how much he loves them and how proud of them that he is. And that's a different Mariners team that we've seen in terms of us losing a lead and then continuing to blow it and then losing the game, versus this time we lost the lead, we hung on and still won the game. So to see us stay in that was huge. And against the Rangers, who at Arlington they've been having somewhat of our number, I guess, this year, but that was a gritty series sweep, I would say.
Man, and that Jonah Heim kid, again, he was a part of that 5-run ninth that they had. He doubled down the right field line. And then they hit a 3-run bomb to tie it up. But we go to extras, and Ty France puts one in the seats. He's been having some games, man. I mean, he has single-handedly won us some games. Today, I don't know if we want to skip ahead there, but I'll just kind of mention it. He makes a diving grab at first, and then with the bomb in the 9th inning, he was the first guy up in the 9th right after that diving catch. And
dude, what a catch. What a catch.
And he ties the game up, and then he got on base in the 11th, 10th.
Got a ribby.
Yeah. And so he's just been playing great, and that Texas series was huge. I mean, it's hard to sweep any team. We've already been over that, but like we were talking, hey, go sweep. Take 1 of 2 from the Astros, and it's not the way that we want it to look because we got blown out in the first 2 games. But a loss is a loss, a W is a W. It doesn't matter how you get in. Today's game was awesome. I think we should go there. Did you watch the whole game or?
I watched the whole game, and Ty France today, he had, like you said, the game tying homer, and that was his 4th game tying homer of the year, which is pretty good. And then this series in general, 6 for 11 with 2 homers, a double, and he scored 3 runs. And currently on a 5-game hitting streak, batting .476, where he's gone 10 for 21 with 3 bombs and 6 ribbies total. And ever since he came back from getting beamed by Carrot Top Dustin May from the Dodgers, and he got hit in the forearm, he's been on a tear. He's been top 10. He's a top 10 first baseman in terms of just batting this year. He just squeezed into the top 10 with his batting average over 290 now.
He's batting .356 since the All-Star break. I mean,
Jesus, it's crazy. And he doesn't have a single error at first base this year. From what I understand.
I mean, the only one that obviously it wasn't an error, but that mental error that we were talking about against the Yankees. But you kind of called it out first that he's been playing just phenomenal D. And I think at first it was just kind of like, no pun intended, but initially it was just that he wasn't making mistakes. And I think that was like the big bonus of his play over there at first. But now it's like you said, or like we're seeing with the diving play at first, he's actually making exceptional plays. He made that catch and foul ground against the Rangers and turns around and fires it to home, gets the tag or gets the guy at home. And I don't know if we got the tag down, but that was just another great play that he's made. And I think he's getting comfortable over at first base. I don't think he was ever going to turn into a great third baseman defensively, but over at first, he could actually be that dual threat guy.
Dude, and he's picking every ball that's thrown in the dirt his way. He seems to be picking every single one. Every single one. I looked at there was the game. It was either today or yesterday. Today is Sunday or yesterday is Saturday. It was today, actually. Marcus Semien on the Blue Jays. They're playing the Tigers right now. And he had it would have ended the game. And he had an easy grounder at second base, threw it to Vlad, and it was a pick that Ty France easily would have. Vlad didn't have it, and then that tying run ended up scoring, and then they go into extras, and Detroit ends up winning. And so that's huge for the Mariners, obviously. But it's just those little things that he's been able to learn, I guess. Perry Hill, hats off to him. We all know how phenomenal Perry Hill is at being the infield coach for our beloved Seattle Mariners. So he's done a hell of a job with teaching Ty France the ropes there. But yeah, I mean, it's just little things like that can make or break a ball game. And Ty France is doing everything in his power to make sure that it does not break a ball game, and he stays on top of what he's doing.
Yeah, like as a baseball fan, if you watch a lot of baseball, you know that like those little plays, if you don't make them and if you give another team an extra out, you know, you want to get the 27 outs as they come to you. You don't want to have a ball go off your glove on the pick, and then a guy gets on first, and then a guy comes up and they walk them, and it's in your pitcher's head, and then they start adding runs, and you're like, damn, if he would have just picked the easy ball, that saves 3 runs. All that stuff, it goes to the pitcher's pitch count. I mean, it all works in sync with each other. So, I mean, those are just plays that if you're not a big baseball fan, you wouldn't really appreciate, I guess. But if you watch enough baseball, you know that they're pretty paramount.
Oh, without a doubt. And then just to kind of go off what happened today, Tyler Anderson. That guy's been absolutely phenomenal with the Mariners. And today he just did it again. He actually is now he's gone at least 5 innings pitched in 25 consecutive starts. And that's tying Walker Buehler for the Dodgers for the longest active streak of 5 innings plus pitched in the majors for sticking through the game. And so he's been awesome. I mean, 78% of runners. He's stranded 78% of runners since playing for the Seattle Mariners. That's a fucking astronomical. And today threw 80% of first pitch strikes to the batter's face. I mean, that's all about dominating the zone, which clearly the Seattle Mariners are all about, is getting ahead of the count. And he's doing it. He's been phenomenal. And he's not that high gas heat thrower, you know. He doesn't have that steam coming out of his arm, but he's just very Marco Gonzalez, as we've touched on before. And I freaking love what Tyler Anderson's doing.
I can't remember exactly the numbers here, but like when we traded for him, I guess Jerry mentioned that his ERA was a little bit higher than it probably should have been, just because he had two like blow up outings, you know, where he went out and like gave up like 8 or 9 runs. But like I think in every other game besides that, it's been like 5 innings or more and like 3 or less runs. So, I mean, he's just a model of consistency. And then when he came over, his ERA, it was still pretty good, but it was a lot higher than it probably should have been, just because in 2 outings, he gave up 15 runs. So, yeah, I like Tyler Anderson. I mean, we've already talked about how this starting rotation's starting to round out, but I think to kind of go a little bit more negative, Kikuchi is looking like he's kind of struggling. And I wonder,
and Logan, man,
Logan as well. I wonder if this is when we could see maybe a Justin Dunn come in and just give him one time through the rotation off. Like, hey, Kikuchi, or at least move him back a couple days. So if he needs 7 days until his next turn, like, you know, it looks like he needs just some polishing up. The ball's kind of spinning out of his hand instead of like really following through on the slider. It looks like he's overthrowing the slider as well. And then his velocity's down. So it's like sometimes you need to go back to the fundamentals and like the mechanics that got you there. And over trying a lot of times isn't how you get the results. It's going back to being comfortable on the mound and like really relaxing, man. Like gripping the ball harder, throwing it harder, trying to overthrow balls, pitches. It's not going to get it done. You got to go back to the lab and see what's going on. And I think you can take the Logan argument, I guess.
Well, with you say, I think he's just running out of steam, man. I don't know, like, because we're back at that 5-man rotation, and he's used to that 6-man rotation. I don't know. I think he's just running out of steam. He doesn't have the gas or the energy to stay with it. Logan Gilbert, he mixed up his pitches much more this outing, but he still got knocked the fuck around.
It's the Astros, but I mean,
yeah, dude, but still, man, like you got knocked the fuck around. Like I don't know what's going on, man, but I pray to God that he can figure it the hell out. I mean, he's averaging like a 5-something ERA in his last 7 starts. It's not good. It's just not good.
I think you know this as well as I do, but I mean, like there will be a lot of, and I'm not saying that you're being impatient, but there will be a lot of impatient fans that are like, oh, you know, starting to press the panic button. It's like, dude, in your rookie season, there's going to be the great times that we were talking about where there's the, 12, he won like in 12 of appearances in a row. I think we either got the win or someone else came in and ended the game, but he didn't record a loss in like 12 straight or something. And then, so that was the hot streak that we were talking about. And then now, it's his rookie year. You're going to go through those slumps as well, but you just got to, they'll figure it out, whatever it is. And I think it might just also be that a little bit of over trying there as well, or fatigue. So one of the two or both, but this is also like we were talking about, Justin Dunn's coming back. It might be a good day to give one of those guys.
Justin Dunn is not coming back soon.
Or Sheffield.
Justice Sheffield's coming back soon. Speaking of Sheffield, he had his second rehab outing. Went a lot better. He gave up 2 runs pretty quickly. But then in total, he went 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, no base on balls, which is good to see. He previously had struggled with that strike zone commanding. He had 7 Ks, and after the 2 runs he gave up, he went on a stretch of retiring 12 of the 13 batters that he faced afterwards. So that was a bit more promising. But yeah, Justice Sheffield, with him coming back, I am excited to see what we do, see how he can help with resting, I guess you say maybe Logan a little bit more. But yeah, as you said, it's not even close to time to hit the panic button on Logan Gilbert. I mean, he's a rookie. He's going to have these ups and downs, these ebbs and flows, as you're saying. But all in all, like, just for the sake of this season, I want to see it get figured out like now,
What about the back end of the bullpen, though? Because without Diego Castillo, and he hasn't been good for us anyways, but Sewald today was amazing. But
you know what it is. Just like Marco Gonzalez. I don't know what it is with the Seattle Mariners, but Marco, Paul, and Casey Sadler, Paul Sewald, Marco Gonzalez. I don't know if they were all having sex with their wives at the same time, around the same time, but they're all popping out children right now. And so they're all getting that dad strength into their veins. And Paul Sewald just got back from paternity leave. He's going off. He's doing his thing. Casey Sadler's on it right now. When he comes back, we get a little bit more of that dad strength. So I'm kind of liking that they all decided to confirm that they are sex havers and did it around the same time.
I don't even know what to do with that, but yeah. I was just going to talk baseball, but here you are talking when they conceive their children. But let's go to that today, which was that I put Sewald as my MVP of the game, even with everything that France did. But I mean, you're in there with this game was so crucial, man, because we just got our butts kicked in the
couldn't get swept. We could not
in the last 2 games. Yeah, you can't get swept. It's just it's a momentum thing. And my buddy and I have talked about this too. It's like in baseball, there's going to be a ton of times where you lose 2 in a row. A big thing is to kill streaks. So if you're on that 2-game losing skid, or if it's the end of the series or whatever it is, you want to kill streaks and then get back to winning, because it's a momentum swing. And this was it felt like it was so crucial to get this win. And here we are, bottom of the 10th, and Astros have the bases loaded,
no outs,
with no outs, and we get a what was it, front door slider.
Oh,
we get the call on, which was great, but that's strikeout number 1. Then he goes 3 high pitches, doesn't use I think he might have used the slider once, but 3 high fastballs to Jason Castro, strikes him out. See you later. And then we go to Mr. Was it Altuve or no? It was Correa. No, Correa was
Altuve. No, it was Yuri Gurriel. That was
Gurriel. Yeah, it was Gurriel. Yeah. And that was a battle, man. And I love on the, because he doesn't have an overpowering fastball, but on 2-1, he knows that Gurriel's thinking fastball, but he also can't throw the slider because then you get down 3-1, and then you have to give him a fastball. And so you see him shake off Raleigh. Raleigh probably wanted to throw the slider. Hey, it's your best pitch. 2-1 here. Don't give in to him. He goes, no, I'm throwing it up. This has been playing. They're late swinging on me. And he did foul it off, but you know what? He got it to a 2-2, and he eventually struck him out on that same pitch. So, I mean, 3 Ks. They can't even put a ball in play to get the runner in. I mean, that was huge, man.
Dude, and for Sewald because that count ended up going to 3-2, bases loaded. If we walk him in, they walk it off. And what's his face fouled off two in a row, and I'm sitting there just like, God damn it, man, just find the strike zone. And he ended up striking him out.
What's his face?
Gutsy, absolutely gutsy performance by Paul Sewald.
What's his face, as you call him, is Yuli Gurriel, who is my least favorite player on the Astros. I don't know why, but it was I think it's when he takes off his helmet and he has that
he got that hair,
and I think he's just kind of a he looks like a cheater, and I know he was on that team, and he rakes also, and he's really good against us, so that doesn't help. But that was awesome. Do you see earlier in the count when Sewald put a slider on the outside edge and screamed like he thought he had it? And
he did.
Yeah, because he did. That ump again. He gave
both sides they sucked ass for. I was watching on the Houston Astros stream, so I was hearing their commentators, and every time that they got a call, oh, beautiful pitch. But I'm sitting there listening to these guys. I'm like, shut the hell up. And then they don't get the call. They're like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, you guys fucking suck. Like, I'm sure obviously they're commentating towards all Astros fans, so they love what they're saying. But for me, listening as an M's fan, I'm just sitting there like, shut the hell up, man. Like, it's clearly going both ways here, just both ways in poorly.
That's interesting. I've never done that, is listen to I've done it, but never deliberately, like gone to watch the same game, but from a different broadcast point. So what was that like? Was that interesting, or did you find yourself?
No, my other stream wasn't working, and so I really had no choice. And so I'm sitting there just getting pissed off at these guys. I just don't like them. I hate everything Astros, really. But they're just, it's just different. Obviously, it's different perspectives. Sometimes they talk some good stuff about the Mariners, and most often it's not. But yeah, I had no choice. My other stream wasn't working, so that was just by default.
I'm looking up here. Who do we have after the A's? Because I want to get into this series. I want to talk about.
Well, one last thing.
I think it's Houston that we play again after Oakland.
God, I want to be done with them
Evan,
so
for
bad.
The crap news.
No.
I feel like the first half of the season we didn't really play that many teams within our division besides the Angels, and so now I think it's all starting to fall into a crucial stretch. And I just want to say that the Oakland A's just lost today to the San Francisco Giants. So
let's go.
That means we are 3 games back in the wild card race, going into a huge series with the Oakland A's. And if you're gonna do it, this is the time to do it, boys.
It's time to do it, baby.
We've been knocking on the door for the last few weeks, and now's your chance to get right there. And I think getting that win today. Really, and then you got Marco on the bump tomorrow. Marco's been throwing the ball great with his location. And
you know what it is. You know what it is. He had a baby. He had sex. He did it. It's the dad strength. I'm telling you.
He's the leader in the clubhouse, and you can tell how motivated and just fierce, I guess, he gets on the mound. And so, if there's an opportunity that you want in a pitcher on the bump, you want Marco. So let's see what we can bring this week.
He's been awesome lately, man. Do you want some more crap news?
What?
So we go 4 against the Royals, which is actually good news. But
We
then
only have 6 games left against the Astros. We have 6 left against them.
Yeah, then we got the Astros, and then we got the Diamondbacks, which is great news. But then we got the Astros again.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Astros coming up a lot here, and they just beat our ass down.
They beat our cakes.
Dude, it just seems like Yoran, whatever you pronounce Alvarez, that guy is just a machine. Like,
dude,
that guy rakes.
Fuck their 315-foot short porch.
Yeah, Minute Maid Park's
what do they call it? What do they call their? It's not the short porch because that's New York.
Hey, Sobba, your F-bomb count is up to 7 today.
You've counted, yes, dude.
I should edit it in a little like doing, like every time he drops it.
I was watching Snapchat videos. I always get lost in those. And there's some of them that like bleep out anytime there's a curse word. And it's so stupid and tough to listen to because it's like, let them talk. And nobody cares if there's curse words. Like everybody's an adult here. We've all heard these words before. They're not bad words. They're just different words that some people think are bad. I don't think curse words are bad at all. I think curse words are just other words. And if your ears get offended by them, then go, it sucks to suck.
I feel like this is going to be in the title now that I can just see Chris breaks down curse words and why he used so many.
So Gary Vaynerchuk or whatever it is? You guys know that Vaynerchuk, that motivational speaker?
Yeah, he cusses a lot.
He cusses a lot. And that's the one thing I agree with him on. Like he's just like, I don't give a fuck if somebody's offended by the way I talk. It's the way I talk. Like if you get offended, sucks. I hate him in every other aspect of who he is, just because like whenever he's podcasting somebody or interviewing with somebody, he like never lets them get a word in. But he does cuss a lot, and like it's just who he is. It's just who he is. But enough about him. One other thing I wanted to say about the Astros, Joe Doyle put out a tweet and basically about this series. He goes, Mariners fans can complain about this weekend series with the Astros all they want, but Houston is spending $120 million more on payroll than the Seattle Mariners this season. And so just some food for thought there. They're supposed to spank us. They're supposed to kick our ass. That's this year. This winter, I tweeted this out during the game yesterday or the game before. I tweeted out saying that we do need 2 to 3 key players 2 to 3 more key players, I guess, to compete with these guys. And that's got to come in the early winter when we sign these guys. We just we're not paying for those wins as they are. And it's not a bad thing to buy wins. It's not at all. It's like, it's how you win, honestly. But just some food for thought to really sit back and take a different perspective and see, hey, like we aren't supposed to win these games. We're not supposed to get smacked like we did, I'll tell you that much. But, it's just kind of, I want people to think about that and realize, we're not supposed to be in any of the positions that we're in currently. I need to remind myself that, I mean, honestly, because I was getting heated. Like I hated watching those fucking games. I hated it. I couldn't stand it. It was getting me mad. It was getting me real mad, but we're doing what we're doing with an $80 million payroll. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy you said it because we're not supposed to win these games, but we're not supposed to get spanked like that, man. I mean, they're not beating they are scoring a lot of runs, but they're not beating every team 15-1 and 12-3. There is an aspect of it. And we've seen it in the years past. And, obviously they've been a lot better than us all those years that I'm about to talk about. But I mean, we go down there and we don't perform. We play like mental midgets against them and the Yankees. And it's like, they just big brother us, and we leave there, and it's like almost embarrassing. It's like, God dang, man, we come in and act like we're, this team that's just outside of the playoffs, and like, oh, you better watch out for the Mariners. They're kind of scary. And then we come down there, and they're just like, flip us around, paddle us in the ass, and push us out the door. I love that we got today's win, though, man. That was so.
Oh my God! And I do want to pause, I guess, on this stuff a little bit more. So, I want to talk about the Monday Mojo success of last week, because Monday Mojo blew up. It blew up on Jason Churchill's Twitter. It blew up on with our listener account. We got quite a few new listeners, and so just to shout out you new listeners and you recurring listeners, to everybody that does listen, we do appreciate you guys. It was really cool seeing those numbers absolutely jump through the freaking roof, and we hope that we can keep getting those numbers to go up. And so if you're a new listener, you're a Mariners fan, you're a baseball fan, tell your friends and family and friends and friends of friends, and tell them all about Monday Mojo, baby. Get them on board. It was cool to see that. And then also my Twitter, my personal Twitter, Monday Mojo Chris, shout myself out there, do a little brand promoting. I had almost 600 likes on one of my tweets. So my personal Twitter blew up as well. And that was tight because I've never had that happen before. It was just on a tweet. It was like the Mariners are 10 games above 500. I'm going to sleep tonight with the Mariners 10 games above 500. Life is good. And that blew up. I don't know how that one blew up, but it blew up on Twitter. And
the simplest tweets are the ones that go that do the best.
I guess so.
To kind of talk, I kind of have a story time here. I don't know how great this story is, but it's just kind of interesting. So speaking of new followers of the podcast, my buddy at work, he does a good job promoting the podcast himself, and he goes, dude, my best friend and you, talking to me, he's like, you guys remind me of each other so much. Like, you guys got the same goatee, same looks, both big baseball guys, blah blah blah. And then I've told him about the podcast, and he listens now and he loves it. So he told me that he's like, I tell everyone that you remind me of this guy. So they're at the bar, and those two are at the bar, and another guy comes up who knows me, and he looks at the dude. He goes, hey, do you know Chris Zweifel? And the kid's like, are you gonna say what I think? And he's like, yeah, dude, you give me Chris Zweifel vibes. Well, anyways, I've heard this story, right? So this is kind of this is like 2 weeks ago that I heard this. Then yesterday or last night, I was at the bar, and I run into my buddy and I worked that same night, so we went to the bar, and that kid comes in, and I was talking to him. Apparently, he was a pretty damn good baseball player. Played for Liberty, and he actually
in Washington.
No, Liberty in Virginia, and they're like, their football team is good now. Like, they're a top 25 team. They're all their sports are actually pretty good. But he went up against George Kirby, his Liberty. I think it's Eagles maybe, but Liberty, whatever. They went up against George Kirby. He was like, the story doesn't go great after that. He was like, it was like nothing special. He came in a relief outing, pitched one. I think we got a hit off of him, but like, it was nothing special. But shout out to the new listeners on the pod, and anyone that looks like me or reminds me of me, let me know.
And also shout out to the UK guys. I mean, they also blew up on Twitter. I saw Dave Sims was responding to them and whatnot. But I as we've talked about before, the Mariners Facebook groups for the most part suck, and like they just are all full of negativity and fire to Poto, fire service, all that jazz. But the UK guys are just like, these guys are across the pond. They have to stay up late to watch these Mariner games, and they're posting in their Facebook group nonstop about score updates. And some of them, our boy Rob, he's always posting our show, so always appreciate that. He's trying to get people to listen to. He's a very active Monday Mojo guy. But just in general, the UK fan base, it's pretty cool to see those guys going all out. And so I want to make sure that they continue to get their recognition for being awesome Mariners fans.
Can I piss them off for a second, though?
Piss them off for a second.
Dude, I think cricket has to be the worst sport on planet Earth. We don't
know anything about it. I don't know.
I do. I've done a little research.
I know nothing about cricket.
Cricket games can last 3 days.
That's crazy.
The runs you score, like
how does it last 3 days?
They'll pick it up where they left off.
So is it only do they have like is it a series or just like a one-off head-to-head?
Yeah, I mean, in a way it's kind of, I think it kind of works like a series, but it's like they just play until like, all right, we got enough like cricket in today, boys, we'll pick it up tomorrow. I think they played a 300 or something. Anyways, someone was saying cricket is like a mix of bowling, chess, and sleeping. So it's that boring.
Bowling's tight. I love bowling, and I'm a damn good bowler too.
Well, bowling is not fun to watch either.
I mean, it is. If hold on, no. I've when I was before COVID happened, I was bowling a ton, and I'm gonna toot my own horn. I got pretty damn good. I was getting over like 200 consistently, and I would just go to bowling alleys, and this would just boost my ego through the roof. Other people bowling, like in the lanes to my left, lanes to my right, they would stop their games to watch me bowl because I was getting so many strikes in a row with some nasty ass curve on it. And people were like, yo, this guy's got a crazy ass form. His throws like so so I don't know the word I'm trying to look for. It's uncommon.
Unconventional.
Boom. It's unconventional. Thank you. And I'd get people to stop what they're doing and they'd start watching me. And I'm like, let's go, baby. Let's get the crowd coming. Come on. Show me the noise. I love bowling.
Man, what a sad scene that would be. That people are bored to sit around and watch this guy roll a ball at some pins. You guys want to get
knocking all 10 down?
You guys want to get a pick to hit, or do we have a little something on the A's coming up?
Well, let's just in general. We do have stuff on the A's, but in general, just kind of a wild card scoreboard watch. We right now, the Mariners, we're watching the Blue Jays, we're watching the Red Sox, and we're really watching the A's clearly. The Red Sox I think they're like 5-5 in their last 10. They didn't play today because on the East Coast, there's like a Hurricane Henry, whatever the hell it is that's going through. So their game and the Yankees game got canceled. But the Red Sox, speaking of blowouts, I know we got blown out twice, but they got blown out by the freaking Rangers 10-1 yesterday. And so they're I don't think the Red Sox are going to stay around.
They've been fading, and I think they're the fourth best team in that division. I think it's clearly the Yankees, Rays, Blue Jays, and the Red Sox are falling out of that. Just look at the offensive power that the Yankees and Blue Jays bring, and then the Rays are just that crafty team that just remind me of the A's in our division. They're always going to be around there. They pitch well. They play good defense, and they. I like what they do with their lineup too. Like they bat like weird guys in weird spots. Like they kind of spread their lineup out instead of like putting 1, 2, 3 like your traditional best hitters, like average guy number one with some speed. They go like who's the guy at first base they have? Choi or
G-Man? No, G-Man's on the Devil Rays.
Yeah, the Rays.
Oh, you're talking about the Rays. My bad.
Yeah. They'll bat him 2. They'll bat him 6. It's just all about how they put together the lineup. But they're just a crafty team. But like you said, I think the Red Sox are the team that's falling out there.
Good news. Well, good news for the Red Sox. For them personally, they got 3 against the Twins. Well, actually, tomorrow they're going to finish their series with the Rangers. They had an off day scheduled, but they finished that because it got delayed today or postponed today. But after that, 3 versus the Twins and then 3 versus Cleveland, 2 teams that suck. But they're not playing well against the Rangers. So, I mean, if they can continue that trend and not play well against bad teams, something I'm very common with our Mariners. We play down or whatever to our opponents, but we'll see what happens with them. And then the Blue Jays, they got 4 against the White Sox, and the White Sox are brutally tough. And then they got 3 against the Tigers. The Tigers somehow seem to figure it out.
They've been playing pretty good. If I don't know, Evan, did you cover this already, or was I sleeping? You were talking about Marco Gonzalez. Were you saying that we got him and Flexen against the Athletics?
Yep.
Yeah, he. I think Marco goes in game 1 tomorrow.
Against former Mariner Paul Blackburn.
Yeah, and then Flexen's been pitching pretty good too. Against the Rangers, I thought he looked pretty solid too, and he's got 10 wins on the season, so I think that's pretty impressive as well.
Right now, Marco is pitching great, and Kikuchi is pitching great, but they've all fallen off. Like Marco started slow, and now he's doing well. Kikuchi started hot, and then he's kind of fallen off now. Same with Gilbert. Flexen just every time, model consistency when he takes the ball. And I mean, what a signing that I don't even think people talk too much about that Jerry doesn't get enough credit for. I mean, they go and find this guy overseas. He was a former Met, and the Mets just like ran up all his controllable years, rushed him to big leagues. He was out of options, and then he's out of the league. And then he goes over to, was it Korea?
Yep.
Yeah, and he just finds a couple more miles per hour on the fastball. I guess his curveball over there, or when he was on the Mets, his curveball was like a 70 mile an hour curve. And he added some MPHs to that as well. And he's come back and he's just been great for us. And next year's deal, I mean, it's a 2-year, $3 million deal. You have a $1.5 million starting pitching. That's awesome.
Dude. And then also, holy shit, did you see Chris Bassett? He got smacked in the face off 100-mile-per-hour bat. Yeah, he pitched it, and then the exit velo was 100 miles per hour. It squared him in the face, and he had to go to the ER. I think
Someone's
doing okay.
Gonna die. Like,
dude, yeah.
I don't want, obviously, but and I don't even want to put this out there, but like, I'm surprised we haven't seen a guy be killed, and I don't think we have ever.
I don't think anybody's died on a diamond before. But
I mean,
it's just like, holy shit, man! Like, he got beamed.
These exit velos are creeping up. I mean, if Giancarlo Stanton hits one back at you at 116 miles an hour and it cracks your skull and you have a brain bleed, that's the end of that for you. So I mean, I wonder if they're going to start kind of putting padding in the hats or do something for these pitchers, because they're right in the line of fire.
What if all the pitchers pulled the John Olerud?
I don't think
they were wearing helmets. That would look so funky.
I don't think you could have that, because it's just it's too much. There's too much like rotation in your wind up and everything. You got a big old funky helmet on. I was thinking more of like, have you seen rugby helmets? They're not like something like in the hat that has just a tiny bit of padding. It's not going to help too much if a ball is cracked at your skull, but I mean, it might save your life. Yeah. I don't know, crazy, but I mean, I'm happy to see that he's okay. But in the second game, the Giants. Yeah, it was against the Giants, and Giants. Thank you, Giants, for doing your thing this week. You helped us out a lot. With playing well against Oakland. But in the second game of that series, for us going against Oakland, coming up on Tuesday, we got Cole Irvin. I believe that's his name, the guy who was talking shit about the Mariners when we got like 10 hits off of him the first time we went against him. And I think we just have his number, honestly, when the M's play him. And so with Fluxton going that day and us going against Irvin, that's a recipe for success. I think that I don't think it's crazy to say we need to win both these games. We kind of have to win both of these games against the A's. I mean, it just comes down to what do you think? Like, what do you think everyone else is going to finish at? Do you think 93 wins get you in? I mean, 94 wins. Yeah, we can't, even though, it might be unrealistic. We need to start sweeping some teams. We need to sweep the A's, because you win and they lose, you gain a game. It's frustrating when you're not playing the Athletics and you get a big win and you look at the scoreboard and they won too, so you don't gain anything. These are the opportunities you got to capitalize on. And yeah, they're probably a better team than us, and it might seem a little homerish to be like, oh yeah, we got to go sweep this team at their park. Well, how else are you going to get into the playoffs unless you directly pick these teams off, add some L's to their column, and get yourself a couple W's in the process. So yeah, it's such a huge series, and I love that we got Marco and Flexen going. I mean, you're giving yourself a great shot there. Let's go, boys.
I kind of want to transition into a new segment here on Monday Mojo, just some social media buzzing on the internet, and just wanted to ask you guys a few questions that have been trending. And so my first question is,
love it.
Is a hot dog considered a sandwich?
Fuck no. No, not even close. Not even close. You have to have two buns to have a sandwich. It's one bun. It's a hot dog. You don't call it a hot dog sandwich.
I mean, but you got some meat in between the bread though. So
I would say it's not, because usually the thing that gets brought up here is like a hoagie. A lot of times you can have a hoagie that is just it's the one bun, it just opens up, but it's not, top bun separated by meat, cheese, lettuce, whatever, and then another bun. The hoagie is also connected as well. But here's the difference. On a hoagie, they say it's a hoagie sandwich. It's a hoagie roll. A hot dog, that's where it stops. It's a hot dog. It's not a hot dog sandwich.
I also want to ask this question. Name me two sandwich shops. Two just sandwich shops in the United States.
Subway, Quiznos.
Boom. Do they serve hot dogs?
Nope. Great.
Nope. They don't serve hot dogs. Subway is a sandwich shop. It doesn't serve hot dogs. Quiznos is a sandwich shop. It doesn't serve hot dogs. There's no way a hot dog is a sandwich. It's just not. It's
its own category, and it's a close category. It's a close relative of a sandwich. they know each other, you know, and they might be step cousins or something, but they're not the same thing.
Yes, inbred. Oh, inbred step cousins. See what I did there? Inbred. Pun intended, baby.
Unintended. You got another one for us, Evan?
Yeah, I got another one. So I think you'll like this one, Zweifel. So it's about the game of baseball. So do you say play catch or have a catch?
No one says have a catch.
John Heyman, our boy, tweeted out saying it's have a catch, and John Heyman, you don't know nothing, my guy. It's play catch without a doubt. Zweifel, I'm so glad you and I are on the same page on both of these.
Have a catch sounds like I mean, again, not to crap on the UK guys, but it sounds like something a British guy would say. You want to go have a catch?
Let's have a catch, isn't it?
You want to go have a catch?
No, I mean you don't have a baseball game. You play a baseball game. You're actively playing. You're not having anything. I'll have a glass of. I'll have a beer. I'm not gonna play. I don't know if that makes.
I'm gonna have a Mariners game here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a Mariners game. It's like, no, you're gonna go watch a Mariners game being played. You're gonna play catch. It's. I don't understand. I know Field of Dreams. They're big on. I hate dad. Let's have a catch. Field of Dreams is that.
He's got tears in his eye. Want to have a catch?
It's play catch. You want to play catch. You're not having anything.
Give us another one, Evan. You got another one?
That was it. That came off the top of my head. But yeah, we should start incorporating that more into this podcast. We'll there's always a debate on Twitter here and there, and so I'll do a better job of browsing, see what we can come up with, and our listeners as well. If you have something you'd like us to debate, just DM us on Twitter, Twitter, Instagram, and I just want to say, just follow us. Just follow us. Click that subscribe button on YouTube. It's not that hard. It's just one click.
We need it. Come on.
We need it. You're going to be missing out on some great content down the road that's coming along. And I just know, as a diehard Mariners fan, I wouldn't want to miss out on some great knowledge. This team's fun to watch. And here at Monday Mojo, we're just getting started, but we're going to, invest in a camera now and get some good content on our YouTube channel. So, just give us a follow, and it's not that hard, like I said. So.
I mean, write us some reviews too. I want to hear some feedback from y'all. What are we doing good? What are we doing bad? I doubt we're doing anything bad. I mean, that's just my ego talking. But let us know. We want to hear your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I mean, I got my buddy who watches almost every episode, and he'll tell me what we did good and what we did bad, and we're definitely doing some things bad, but I mean we're cleaning it up. But he's a big fan, so he doesn't like pick to hit. He's like, you guys need to ditch pick to hit. No one cares. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we like it.
What's your buddy's name?
I don't know if I should say.
What's his name?
Austin,
sit down, son. I'm throwing you a chair. Sit down. Pick to hit was my idea. You telling me I'm coming with bad ideas, boy? Sit down.
But he listens every week. You gotta love it. And
consistency.
He was talking about when he goes into work. He starts the day off when he's kind of I don't know what he's doing in the morning, but he says he has some time, and he starts it off with our podcast and then a movie podcast, which sounds interesting. But he said that both those two pods, ours and the movie podcast, really get him started every Monday.
Hey, TGIM, thank God it's Monday, baby. But speaking of picks to hit, for our new listeners, what picks to hit is essentially each of us, we pick a player on the Mariners who we think is going to hit the best in this upcoming week. And the scores are based off of what they score on the fantasy app on ESPN. So whoever has the most points on that app essentially is the winner of pick to hit. And so with that being said, this week's picks to hit was pretty eventful. Lots of points. Zweifel took the lead. He took the W. And Evan, for you new listeners, our boy, the producer, Evan, he has been absolutely on a tear. I think me and Zweifel have like one win each. Max Schwab, who's not on this episode today, he has no wins. And Evan's got like seven wins. He's just absolutely running the table.
Well, I got two now.
Now you got two because our boy Viva Ty France, he went off with 29 total points, and I came in second. Kyle Seager, who does what Kyle Seager does in the state of Texas, he rakes. He absolutely goes off. He got me 24 points, a little Ken Griffey Jr. number. And then Ev, you had 17 points with Mitch Haney, and Not bad, not bad. Schwab's had Toro. I think Toro had like 4 points, but that's just Schwab's being Schwab's. He can't pick well, so that's that.
Yeah, I would just go right into it. I actually need to kind of think about this because I don't want to do that. I don't like just trading. I take Mitch now. I mean, like, I'm gonna try to get a little bit more creative here, and take a guy who I think he can mash occasionally, but I'm probably not gonna win this week. But I just don't want to take Mitch again. It's like, come on. But I'm going to take my boy JP Crawford. He's struggled a little bit lately, but I think sometimes you got to buy the stock low, boys. You buy it low so you can make those profits. And JP Crawford, he's got to turn it around with the bat. He hasn't been bad. He actually doubled today.
He got us on the board today. Yeah,
huge double. So that might be a good sign for what's to come in this next week. So I'm going to go JP Crawford.
Yeah, you could be Dogecoin all you want and buy low. I'm going to buy high I'm going to buy high with Ty France. I need to win. I'm buying high with Ty France. He's been our hottest hitter, without a doubt, as we already went over. I'm taking him. I'll do that trade, whatever you just said. But yeah, I'm going with Viva Ty France. Speaking of, actually, I think on Thursday at T-Mobile Park is South of France night. And so we are doing a tribute to our boy Ty France at the stadium. So for all y'all in Seattle, you want to go see South of France, let's go on Thursday, baby.
Wait, that's weird. Why would it be South of France night? Why wouldn't it just be France night?
There's some saying. I don't know what it is. But
well, the South of France is supposed to be beautiful, but I don't know why. Like,
because he's beautiful.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it goes to Evan now, but it's interesting because Evan had Haniger, and you would think that you would be taking Haniger here all day, every day, but you can't.
Can't go the same guy 2 weeks in a row. Just can't do it. It's part of the rules.
Yeah.
No, but that's why I'm going to go with the other veteran. I'm going to go with Kyle Seager this week. And I know he's super high and low, but I mean, I think the guy wants to get in the playoffs, and what better time to have a chance than against the Oakland A's. So I think that home run that he had against the Astros today is going to carry into the Oakland A's series. And yeah, I'm going to go with Kyle Seager. So that's what I'm going to go with.
I think it's a solid pick.
We're going to leave Max out of this one. Just because he's not here.
Were you mad at Max today?
Yeah, man. Max is a pansy sometimes, but whatever. He can do whatever he wants, I guess.
You got real quiet on the.
Well, I muted the chat because I was watching the game, and Max is just negative Nancy over here. But whatever, it is what it is. He just knows how to push my buttons. We've been friends for a long time, so he knows what gets under my. He knows how to push my buttons. But that's just us being buddies. You know how that goes. But that's about it. I mean, our Seattle Mariners right now with Oakland, as Evan said a few minutes ago, Oakland took the L today. We got that squeeze out and beat the Astros. We're 3 games back of the wild card. Everybody keep your eyes tight on the Blue Jays, tight on the Red Sox, tight on the A's, and obviously tight on our beloved Seattle Mariners. That about wraps it up. That's another episode of Monday Mojo, recorded on a Sunday, dropped on a Monday. Appreciate y'all, very avid listeners and the new ones. Keep staying, and we'll see you next week. Go Mariners.